Check it out. That big box right there is our awning. After 7 weeks, I think we actually have the right awning. I haven't opened it yet, but we're gonna get to that right now. So if you're new here and you just happen to stumble across our channel, my name's Jeff Dares. This is Dares Drives, and we are currently converting this 2019 Mercedes Sprinter van to a 4x4 overland roaming home that we can travel the continent with. So if you like that kind of thing, maybe hit that subscribe button. But if you have been following along, you'll know that we've had these brackets on the roof of our van for like, what, 7 or 8 weeks now, waiting for the proper awning to arrive. Now, when we first started this project, Curtis is back. I'm gonna say, this guy's turned into the real hero of the show. Although I wanted to call it a DIY van build, I'm telling you, it's not possible all by yourself. And this day was actually pretty cool because of the fact that, so check it out, Curtis number 2 is here. Yeah. So I now have Curtis Wagner, who comments and is like a #1 commenter for our videos. And we got Curtis Jarvis, who's the hero of the van build and keeps showing up to help us build. We got double Curtises, double the trouble. And that's going back way back in time. Do you guys remember a time when we were allowed to be social and have people visit our houses and stuff? That's how far back this original video goes. And that's where we're gonna start. How we put those brackets on the roof. And then I'm gonna open up this awning, make sure it's correct this time. Unfortunately, the awning box just bit me really good. So this here is our box for our mounting system. So this is sold by Thule again, and this is made specifically for the Sprinter van so we can mount to the roof inside the rain gutter. Oh, we're almost done this stuff and we can finally put the air back in the tires. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our brackets for the Sprinters. They have these little locations which are already pre-drilled for, say you want to put a roof rack or something like that on top of your work van. We have a 3-meter long awning and it needs to have 5 centimeters overhang on either side. Now I want it as close to the front as possible so that it covers this whole door when the door is open. So I'm gonna start with that front mount right here. I'm gonna set our bracket into the groove. As you see, it fits over top of this hump. Does that not look nice and strong? Pretty sweet, eh? Then we take our middle one and we find the bolt hole that's gonna work close for center. We put it the right way, of course. And then Curtis is back there with the third mount so that we can have them all lined up and know exactly where they're gonna go before we pop any plugs. You gonna stay? Good girl. So this is the one and only reason why we need a tape measure. I'm gonna pass this end down to Curtis and we're gonna measure 3 meters, which right here, we know we now need 5 inches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is dead on. From the edge of that to the edge of Curtis's.
I got 5.5 inches.
Perfect. For us to mount these holes up, as opposed to 5 inches, we're gonna have 5 1/4. Bang. 5 1/4 either side. So we can have it dead center to the 2 outer brackets. So when it comes to the center bracket, you have to make a choice as where it goes. If you want to use these factory holes, it doesn't actually line up dead center. If you notice, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you wanted to actually dead center, you'd have to go to the middle of the 4, which is right there. But again, I don't think it's super important to be dead center. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the one bracket just a little closer to the front. That way we can use the factory holes as opposed to drilling any brand new holes in the van. And it's not going to make a difference for us. It'll be strong, strong, strong. All right, so here we are. We came to the back mount first. And now that we know the location of it, if we lift this up and off, you'll see we got 2 screw holes right underneath it, which are going to fit perfect right to one end of each of these brackets. So very simply, we're going to take our heat gun to heat these up a little bit, and then we're going to use a chisel and hammer to pop them off. Now when using your heat gun, you're going to be very careful because there's some what they call trim seal inside here, and that's where the 2 panels join. You don't want to heat this up too much. You're just going to want to heat this. So just be very cautious, try not to blow the wind in that direction. Again, don't think it needs to be too hot. So while it's still warm, we'll take our chisel. Oh yeah, perfect. And just give her a hit. Bada bing, bada boom. The cap comes right off. Then we just push the core down through, and we go down to the other side and just pull that right out. Simple, simple. And now I'm just going to continue this process on each plug that's underneath these brackets for all three. And just like that, we are now ready to put these back down in place. So with Curtis holding everything down in place on top, knowing its center, I'm going to come underneath to where the holes are, and I'm just going to mark our spot on our actual bracket. 1 hole, 2 hole, 3 holes, 4 holes, and 5 holes. Now we can pull them all off the roof, turn on our laser, clamp it down, turning it on, and drilling through. That looks good. And easy as that, we have our first hole. See how clean that makes it? Now let me pound out 4 more of these. We have our bolt holes in all these, all done up. See these ribs here? We got to put a bead of urethane across each of these ribs to make sure it adheres itself down to the body of the vent. You can use Sikaflex, you can use multiple different things. We are using the same beta seal that we use for the windows.
That is not easy, buddy.
Woo!
That is not easy.
The struggle is real. So, although this might look like overkill, it is actually highly recommended in the instructions that you do every rib with the urethane. Just like this. As you can see, my bolt's coming through the bottom. So I'm just going to literally line it up with the hole. And drop her down on. Push down nice and hard. So now we got our washer. Take our urethane. I'm going to put a bead around it. Try not to get it all over my fingers. Then I'm going to put it to the hole. Push it up through. It'll just stick right in place. Then take our nylock nut, so it has that nylon on the end of it, and we'll tighten that down. So now we have to cap this off. So this is our top cap that goes over here, which our awning is actually going to hop onto. So see there's these grooves. We're going to slide that in place. We're going to take our bolt, our washer, and another nylock nut, in which that is just going to drop right down through. The holes are already there for you. You have to slide it into that groove, just like that. Then we line this up, put that down through, and then I'll do the same to the front one over here. Can you guys see that? Probably not. Woo! I shouldn't have even moved you. We got a broken leg. I don't know if I told you that. Yep. And then we're going to continue that the rest of the way down. It's time for us to actually clip the awning in place. Now I don't know how I'm going to record this, so I'm actually going to leave you right there. And hopefully you guys can see everything, because I can only do this once. And I think this is the only way I can really do it. Okay, it should drop down in now. There we go, just like that.
It does not seem right.
It doesn't, does it? Just when we think everything's going smooth, this is coming back down because we got the wrong one.
There?
Yes.
So the refund will be going back to your Amazon gift card, okay? There?
Yes.
Thank you for patiently holding. So went ahead. Yeah. So just a moment, just let me get this finalized for you, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you for contacting Amazon customer service, and have yourself a lovely day.
Have a great day, thank you. Did we ever get lucky there? We've had this thing for like 90 days. It's wrong, and Amazon just came through huge for it. Anyway, I'll take it. And 7 weeks later, I now have the awning opened up and it's the right one. Look at that. So you'll see it has hooks in here. It has hooks right here, which is gonna hook into this little hook right here and that hook right there. Let me show you how it's done. So, we bought Benjamin into the house. So what we're gonna do is, we're both gonna carry this awning over to the van and we'll meet you up top. I'll show you how we clip it in. I'm gonna know what's going down here. Okay. So now, what we got on top, whew, we're just gonna clip in the back side. And it should drop right in.
Oh, no, mine didn't latch.
Looks like it's latched.
Yeah, it must be.
Mine is. A little more. Perfect. Want to see it? Check this thing. Look at it. Does that look slick? Thanks, Benny.
No problem. Make sure to like and subscribe.
Yeah, buddy. I sure wish we could pull it out from underneath this tent so we could actually stand back and look at it. But that's something I have to wait for and you have to wait for. So in the meantime, I'm going to tighten down all these bolts. And then I'm going to take this pole they gave us, which has a special end on it that fits right into the end of the awning. And I'm going to open this as far as I possibly can while being underneath this tent. That's about as far as we're going to get. Hey? How slick does that look? Once we can go all the way out, it goes out like 6 feet. So it's like 10 foot wide by 6 foot out. Pretty slick, right? Let me show you the top real quick. Okay. And then it does have these bars that come out of it. And these little pieces here, in which are gonna mount right to the side of the van like this. And those bars will come down and come diagonal across and plug into here. So that awning's nice and stable, not gonna get taken away by the wind. But we can't put these on until I can actually open that awning all the way open, which will be once we can get the van out of this place. So that's it. That's another video in the bank, my friends. It's another project completed, and we're moving forward to the next one, my friends. So if you made it this far and you haven't subscribed yet, maybe consider doing so. I don't know. You do you, no pressure. If you have subscribed, thank you, thank you, thank you. And of course, we will see you next Sunday. Perfect.